Hello everyone, in this video we are going to add one egg master preferences to save all the data that we have. For example, I want to save the configuration or egg boil detail configuration that the user is selecting. For example, if you choose hard in this way and if you close the app, what I want to do is I just want to open exactly in a way that it was. If I push it to 10, if I close the app, if I reopen it. So I wanted to save all these details. And the other thing would be to save is the step. For example, user should only be able to see the tutorial and the intro only once, and after that when they open the app, so they don't need to go through the tutorial and they have to just we have to just open the egg boil details so they can choose whatever they want, like 3 eggs they have and medium and so on. So after that when they start, so we have to just start this background service. So if the user close the application, the timer will still go on and without any problem. Okay, and before that what I have done offline was I just upgraded the compose, material design, and bunch of other libraries, also Gradle, Gradle Android plugin also. So because one of the changes that I see that this slider somehow has changed because of the material, I guess, that we have updated. I will fix this later. So for now we can jump in and start with adding the model that we need to save. I'm going to use egg master preferences, the preferences that we have, and we will save the data classes that we are going to add, and after that we just map it to what we need, like if there is a domain or if there is a UI model. Let's start. I'm gonna not let me just zoom in a little bit here. I'm going to add data class and I'm gonna name this class egg details data model, right? Let's go with temperature, and it's gonna be egg temperature, and the default value also would be egg temperature dot fridge. This is the default value that we want user always see. Next would be val size, and we have egg size, and it's going to be egg size dot medium, and how many eggs they are going to have. So the default would be 1 only. And next would be boil type. Okay, it's gonna be egg boil type, and again egg boil type. The default value would be medium. Okay, this is the data model that I have added, and we are going to save this with the preferences that Android provided. The other thing that I need to save is user info. I'm gonna name it user info data model, and for now we're just keeping only user step. For example, if user already have seen the intro and tutorial, so we just skip that part and we just open the egg boil details. I guess I can remove this, it's gonna be better. Val user step, screen step, and screen step should be there. I do not have added somehow. Screen step, if we don't have this model we have to create this one, but for now let's have it this way. Let's just add it. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I have created data models as a file, so, and because of that I can have all the data models that I have in one file. So I find it much easier than just creating bunch of different like a for each model to create different files. It's gonna be, we're gonna end up with many different files, but at the same time they're going to do the same thing. So because of that, for me it is easier to just use one. For this kind of models, I just use one file. Let's go in class screen step, and it's gonna be tutorial or title, right? And let's go with tutorial so far. Tutorial, because I have renamed the tutorial to title somehow, for some reasons which I also don't know. Details. The mic is in between me and the keyboard, and because of that it's a bit difficult for me to type. Okay, let's go and now add the user step to save this, and screen step the tutorial, right? Beautiful. And we are getting one error because I guess we have additional space, and now it should be package direct does not match the file location. Oh, it doesn't have any package. Package io.github.honey.eggmaster.data.models, right? So now the package also is in a way that we want. So the next step is I'm gonna head to the mapper. Let's add the package io.github.honey.eggmaster.data mappers, right? So same thing. What I want to do here, I want to have models from the data model that we have to the UI model, and also I'm going to keep it in one file. It's going to be easier since they are going to be very small mappers without any dependencies. So let's just have it as like a simplest way that we can. So we have egg details data model dot to UI model, right? And egg details, I'm going to be expected to this function to return egg details UI model, egg details UI model, and it's gonna be simple. I don't know why this is not helping me out here. It is enabled, but somehow it doesn't help me do something. This is disabled, right? And this one is enabled. I don't know why it is not helping me. Okay, so let me pause this video and I will come back to you. Let me just figure it out why it is not working. Okay, now it is working fine. So the problem was, I didn't get exactly what is the problem. I just closed the entire IDE and just reopened it, and now it is working fine. Yes, so let me go here. Okay, go. There is a problem with egg. Okay, egg void. Okay, void type. Okay, now it is also fine. And the other one that we need is vice versa, from the UI model. Exactly what I needed. So that's why I was wondering why it is GitHub Copilot is not working, because it's very helpful. When it's not working, I'm not anymore developer. Okay, so we have done that part. Let's start and work on the shared preferences itself. So let's start. We need a class, right? Egg master preferences, and I want this to be okay. So before that, let me also add the package. Did we add the package for the mapper? Yes, we added the package. So here again, IO, right? GitHub honey eggmaster data preferences. Perfect. Right, what we needed. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create shade preferences and shared from shade preferences, as you can see here. And let's go and okay, for creating shade preferences we need to have context, and because of that I need to inject and I need to have constructor and application. So we pass the application context here thanks to the hint and context, application context, or we can go with context itself, right? So we have the context by now, we have the shape preferences, we have not right now we need a name, and for that I'm going to add all the strings that I need here, const, and let's put it let's use the private modifier here because I don't want to share this anywhere else, right? Shared prefs name time prefs, or what do I time prefs egg master pref. Okay, and let's just use this guy, and here also we need to keep it private because we don't want anyone else from anywhere else to have access to this. Otherwise, if you use the public, it's gonna put it in somewhere that it is accessible by other application from the OS. For example, if you open the files application, it's gonna be accessible over there, which this is something that we don't want to, right? So now we need two functions. One is save egg details, right? And egg details, right? Egg details, we get the UI model. So should we get the UI model or should we get the we shouldn't get the UI model, we should get the data model, right? And with what we have, egg details, I'm going to somehow, I believe again, oh my god, what, oh okay, now I got what was the problem. I'm using this like a GitHub, like a preview of the changes editor so far. That's why this Copilot was not working. Oh my god, what a mistake. Anyway, it should work now, right? And okay, so here it is trying to, I'm gonna use this, but I don't want to actually use the number of them into the shade preferences. I want to actually save the text, and to do so the best way to do that is to have extension function private font, and it's gonna be this editor from the shade preferences dot put enum, right, and a key and enum that we need to pass editor, but this part I want to change again. And instead of that, what I want to do is, as I said, I want to use the put string, right? And here instead of the original, I'm gonna use the name, right? So if I change this put enum, and instead of original I can just pass the enum that I have. Size is also the same. Count can be literally count because of it is an integer. And here again, let me just use this one, Let me just quickly go here, and what I want to do is I don't want to have any hard-coded string hanged in the class or in the file that I have. Because of that, I usually create constant value. So egg details, temperature key, yes. Okay, so thanks to the Copilot, it's helping me. Let me just quickly put them here. Egg details, the size I've added, counts, and here also the boil type. So now what we are doing, we're saving the egg details. Now let's just go and have another function which is save user info, right? We need to pass user info to, and same as what we had. Everything is looking good, except we need to add this key also, right? So we have put enum. Let me just make it like what we have. So this is the same function we have added, and we don't need to use read because there is only one usage of the user info. It's time for load the data. Now we are here we have saved as we want to load it. Fun get egg details, data model. So there is a trick here. I don't want to, let me see if it is possible to have it this way. Okay, let me just add this here. Let me just comment it out. Here I'm gonna add another function to get the enum. So it's gonna be inline fun, exactly. So it's gonna be refined. If I don't know if my pronunciation is correct or not. Anyway, so I'm gonna use this because I need to have access to the type parameter in runtime. It is another extension function. We have different enums, exactly what I needed thanks to the Copilot. Let's get back here. Exactly, so now we are reading them all from the enum, and we are actually converting them to the enum also here, and see enum value. So here we are just trying to create another enum and we are trying to load it here. Okay, what we need another, okay, for the user step. Sorry. Okay, so we also have this one, and let's just go and add the service that we need. And after that, so where how to use it, where to use it, everything else I'm gonna do them all offline, and I'm gonna show you guys quickly what would the code would be look like after using them in the, because there are many changes, and if I wanted to show all what I'm adding to the application, it's gonna take ages. So only the important part I'm going to share with you guys. One of them is this master preferences that I have already shared. Let's go and create the service. I have already added the timer service here. Let's start with the package, IO, GitHub, honey, service, and that's it. Class, we need to have, okay, same mistake. And timer, yeah, timer service I'm going to have here. And definitely we need to extend from the service itself, from the Android app, and now it is asking me why you created this without adding override. Fine. So this service is going to be like it's not bindable because we're going to create only one, and we're just updating and broadcasting the updates of the remaining time to the UI. And because of that, always there is only one. We can also use the bind, but I prefer to use the timer service. I prefer to use the normal service plus broadcasting the remaining time to whoever is listening to, right? So we have on create here. At this step, we definitely need to create the notification. I'm going to comment it for now. We need to have notification, otherwise this service we wouldn't be able to have the service. It is mandatory to have a notification to tell the user that there is something going on in the background. So you have to have this notification. So this create notification, we have 00. We need to create here we created channel, here we created notification. I'm gonna address both of them a bit late. And override fun on destroy I want to have, and this is for the stopping the timer, but for now I'm gonna have it like it is, and like as what we have right now. It's time for the start command, and now it's the time to first of all to get the so when we start the timer, we have to pass for how long this timer we want to go. So because of that, here I am trying to get the timer param or start timer time param here, and because of that I'm going to have this companion to put this here, and this param needs to be public, so we need to have access to this from other classes. So it's time to start and add the timer that we need to have, right? So first of all, let's go here. So this is a service that we have. I'm going to create a var remaining time as integer, and also I'm going to use coroutine and create one job, and this job is going to continues and count all the remaining things that the remaining time that we have. So here remaining time equal to remaining time in milliseconds, and it's time for create the job. We're gonna use coroutine scope, and we are going to launch one coroutine scope also. Let me import both of these. Just one thing, so we need to use app default dispatcher, because this is not IO, this is related to IO. Also this is, we don't want to run this on main thread or main coroutine thread, I don't know. So anyway, so it's easy, very simply I'm going to have a while, and while is going on, and we're gonna count this until it becomes 0, right? And we have added one delay, which is going to be, this is interesting, duration. Is it something like duration of seconds, right? 1 second delay for 1 second. I believe it's gonna be much more readable this way. second. Let me see if it is code. It is Java, so we cannot use label here. Okay, this comment, let's keep this comment here. So for later, it's gonna be useful at least. We're gonna wait for 1 second. At the end, we're going to decrease it 1 second. And before that, what we need to have first, we need to know the progress, because we want to display the progress on the progress bar. Time, milliseconds, mining, remaining time, right? And send time update to the UI that it is listening. And I have commented because it isn't really we have not yet implemented that part. Update notification also we need to have, so simply remaining time, and here we want to display, for example, in a format that we were displaying in I guess we were displaying not here. Oh, I do not have this. Okay, so we already have used this, I guess, in egg details screen. Okay, so we have also this part, but let's comment it out and let's start to write all the functions that we have commented. First of all, let's start with that's nice. I just remembered that we need to cancel the coroutine job that we have created, right? It is time to create the channel, right? We have a channel, then we have a notification that we are going to create both of them. Private fun create notification channel, right? Easy peasy. Val service channel notification channel. Okay, it's gonna be channel name, and important would be the default one. Let me import this one. Let me double check it is again Java. We cannot use labels here, so this channel should be the channel name that we are going to use, or they call it trimmed string or ID. Okay, I'm going to have my channel here, const val channel, and it's going to be private. Channel I've added, right? Everything is okay. So we created a channel, and it's time to use the manager to get the and to create this channel. Okay, so now we just need to keep one channel because we have only one job. I think for whole application we have one job or one notification type. So I'm gonna keep this, uncomment this part. Now here it is as expected. Let's start and create notification, right? Again, content that we are going to display, progress and max, right? I'm going to return notification compact that's built, right? It's built array, it's built, and we have a context here, and channel also we have, and we have already created that. So let me just quickly use whatever GitHub Copilot is suggesting. So the title, timer, service, okay, that's fine. Set content text, that's also fine. Okay, for this one, let me first IC egg. I'm going to use IC egg, which is going to be this, and it's going to be beautiful, very small icon on the status bar we are going to display, right? And priority default, let me just, it's not visible anymore, let me just add a build here, so error should be notification. Let me just fix the error so we can focus on what we need, right? Now it's time for setting the content intent. So by clicking on this notification, we expect users to, we expect the app or the notification to open the timer, and because of that we need to set content intent but not null, and it's going to be pending intent, right? Get activity, right? Context, again we have request code, we don't care because we're not going to use we're not going to use any parameters or any data that we're passing to this, and it's going to be intent. Again, we need to pass context. We have only one activity. We are going to open the activity, and here we are opening activity, and with the function that we have, or so the function, let me, I don't have it right now. So the function that we have is we can check if this service is running or not, if the timer service is working or not. If the timer service is working, so definitely we open the timer. If it is not working, then we follow whatever we have saved in shared preferences in user step, right? So we manage that part already, and this is very nice that we can do this that easily. So we need to pass also a couple of flag. So if there is one, we want to update it, and or we also want to have pending intent to be flag immutable, right? And set icon we already have here. What else do we need? We need to set the progress, max progress, and indeterminate. No, we know it is determined. And also we want to set the notification silent, so we don't hear anything. Like, this is a silent notification. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, everything is set for the create notification. So if we go here, if we uncomment this part of the code, yes, we can see that it is fine. Everything should work fine as we want. Since we're working on notification, let's also add the content notification progress. It's fine. I don't know what error I'm getting. Okay. For now, yes. Okay, so it's fine. Let's just continue. There were some warnings that for now we can skip, and later we can come back to. Now what we need to do is we have to update whatever notification that is open right now, right? So let me check if it is correct notification. We need to update the progress and the content. The content would be time exactly, which is also formatted. And I guess everything is what we need. So actually so the thing is that since we have added the update flag, so when we again create this notification, it just updates the current one that it has. So simply enough, we don't need to do much more except one thing, and that's gonna be, I guess I forgot to put it here. When the timer is finished, we need to have another function to tell the user that the timer is finished, right? Private fun show and completion notification, right? And I'm going to call this guy right after the while that we have. Perfect. So here I'm going to create another notification because we want to have as many as we want notification, and the flags would be different. Okay, val pending intent and flag. I can add pending intent. I'm not sure really what flag should I use here. If we had one timer which is okay, let's just use the same one because we don't want to end up with displaying more than one notification for even for the when the egg is ready, right? And let's just enter, and yes, and let's just now create the notification thanks to this guy. Okay, we have, okay, everything is okay, is as what we need. Only one thing is not there, egg timer or timer service or egg timer. Also, I believe if I use egg timer here, it's gonna be better. Timer completed or egg is ready, right? And here I don't want to have a silent notification. Later maybe we customize this and we add whatever sound we need, but for now it is not a silent notification, and we want to tell the user with a notification that this egg is ready, right? And later also what we need to do, we want to make sure if the timer is completed, we want to, later I will do that, but for now I'm not going to change anything. Here I also want to have something like if is egg ready or something like that as a boolean, and if that is true, then we open the screen which is displaying that the egg is ready and go and have it, because right now we have not yet handled that part. So that would be in the next video. So notification, perfect. Same thing that we had, notification manager. Why am I using different names for this? Let's use both of them, a manager. And here we have this also. The part that is not yet ready is to send the update to UI part function, right? Send time update, put extra time update, everything that we need, except that it is not written, I mean it is not created here. Timer remaining, and I believe these two also need to be accessible from outside. send update. We have, what's wrong with you? Okay, everything is fine. Now it's time for, okay. So with this broadcast, we are creating one instance and we're sending the broadcast, and whoever is listening to this broadcast, they're gonna receive this. Everything is fine. Now I'm gonna skip this part. I need to change a small part of the app. For example, I don't want to have a long video, that's why I'm going to skip, and I will do this part offline. I will get back to you. Okay, I've added all the details, and let's just jump in and see what I have changed. So still we don't have the last screen, which is like finished and exit ready. It's gonna be in the next video. For now, let's go and see what I have done here. Okay, we can see the changes. One part that was a little bit struggle, but as always, is the I don't like this like permission requesting. So here I'm checking if the permission is granted. I am going to start the service, and otherwise we are going to display the dialog that if you don't allow us to display a notification, then we cannot start the timer, because we need to work on background instead of foreground, right? And here I have added the init as the time series running, and to tell exactly, let me just go here, let me just go to the code. So here I'm passing for routing. If the timer is already running, it means that we have to display the screen with the timer, right? That's why I've added this new action for the view model, right? Here we have the receiver. If we receive from the broadcast the remaining time, I'm going to display and update the UI through the view model. I'm sending the update timer here. We're gonna look into the view model right after this. I've added another action, another event here, which is start timer service. And when we want to start the timer, we need to get the value, right? Sorry. And after that, we need to ask the permission, as I have said. If it is the version that we are required to ask the permission, then we do so. And here is the part of the code that we are going to start timer service, right? We need the intent, we need to tell the boiling time, and also it is to be honest, we should be able to have this, right? So we don't need to pass, but anyway, let's pass this, and we are going to navigate the screen to the timer screen. Okay, let's go permission. Okay, this part we can skip. This is also, we have added register receiver for the broadcast. We have registered the receiver, and we do unregister when it is going to be stopped, before the activity is going to be stopped. So we have to put it here, right? And here is the magic, as I have already said. If the timer, we check here if the timer is still going on or not for the routing, and this function is not anymore, it's deprecated. I rather to use this function. So the alternative would be to save in the shade preferences that we created that the timer is running, and you have to display the timing, the timer screen. And if the service is not running, so just go and display the boiling. This is the activity, changes in the activity. Let's quickly go to the view model. Let me also go here. What I have done here, so we have added this is timer service running. Let me just show you one more thing, which is, I believe, oh okay, I've already pushed that part of the code. We have something here that I want to tell you guys. So here, as you can see, we are passing the state, right? And the state is here, and we pass this state to the Eggmaster nav host to both use them for the screens that we have, and also for knowing which screen are we going to start destination, right? So this is the guy who decides where or which screen should be displayed for first time, right? And if you look here, I have added git start destination. As soon as we generate this UI state, we are going to have this to call this function. So here we are asking from the internal state. So we have an internal state and we have a UI state, and we are asking if the timer is running, then go and display the timer screen. And here we check if already we have displayed. If we have not displayed, okay, so if user step is tutorial, it means that they have not yet seen the tutorial. For once, if you go and see, then we definitely send you to the boarding detail. You don't need to see the intro and the tutorial again and again. But for this part, I'm going to add one shortcut, like a tutorial or help. When user clicks, we go there and try to explain what is happening in the application. Here we are trying to get the egg details from the preferences, and we also map it to the UI model. And the usage of this guy is when we create the internal state. So as soon as we create the internal state, we have a data that tells what configuration for let me just run the app. What configuration have we actually user selected beforehand? Here what I'm doing is, it is the same thing that we had, right? The only difference is if user goes to the details screen for once, we save this and we tell that okay, already user have seen this part, we don't need to display it again. As you can see here, if we go here and if we press on the back button, it goes to the back button. Jesus Christ. Okay, we did not handle that part. That's a bug. I'm gonna fix it later. But anyway, if we open it, it definitely goes to this screen directly. We handled this part, but not the back button for when we go to the, for the first time when we go to the egg boil details. Maybe I will change these names. I believe there can be better names for them. Update boiling update, we have, and we also save this when we change anything here in the screen. At the same time, we are saving them into the shared preferences. This is the, I guess, pixel 4, and that's why this screen is too small. Let's continue on what we have added. The actions that we had added: update boiling time to get the to update the boiling time, and this is the timer only, and this is for this start timer, which we are using it in the main activity as I have already told you. And here is the initial. We need this to check for routing if the service is running or not, right? That's it from this part. Let me just quickly go here and let's explore the other changes. This is the other UI model that I've created. If the service is running and the timer, we just send, we display the timer. And here we have added start destination. It wasn't there before. Now from the view model, we decide where we want the users to end up. And for this screen, what I'm doing is updating boiling up. Let me just double check. I can't really remember what I'm doing here. Let me just double check what I have added here. Okay, so we just update the boiling time, and as you can see, nothing fancy is happening. As we go there, we just shouldn't be shouldn't we get the, where do we get, just let me, because I cannot recall where I am getting these boiling details. Okay, I've already explained, I'm getting boiling details at first when we go there, and here we are going to update and see if any changes happened. Here also, when you click on the timer, we send the start timer action. As I told you before, if you go here, we have the action. Let me go here because it's not easy. We cannot easily read what is happening. So start timer is happening. Ask notification permission. So by clicking on this, we go to the timer because we had the permission before. I tried it once. Okay, so the timer is going on, right? This is expected, and you see that this is also updating, and we got the notification here, right? 6 minutes 22, 6 minutes 21. Let's go to the, in this data we have already implemented together this part, and let's check the timer. I did many changes here because before we were using launch effect and we were handling this timer from the UI. So when I run the app, and when I had the service on one side, and when I had this logic on the UI part, so the timer that I was displaying, as you can see, the timer that we are displaying here wasn't exactly as what we have. This is by the way, this timer is for this animation, right? And this timer and this time that we have, they weren't matched. So I needed to change it in a way that it match. So what I did change, now I'm passing the time. So we have the time, we're displaying the time here. As you can see here, we have the time, we're passing the time, and we are changing the format on the UI part because it's very easy thing. We don't need to use any background thread, right? And here, as you can see, I have added launch effect the time. So whenever the time changes, this function would be called, and here in the function I'm telling to this rotation thingy to just rotate 6 degrees, right? And this is the beauty. So here we needed to use a while, and always it was going on. It was okay, but it wasn't sync with the timer that we were displaying. That's why we did this change. And here I'm gonna do this later. So here I've added cancel button. If user clicks on the cancel button, we do expect to get a dialog like this, but I have reused the dialog that we were using in main activity, but I'm going to change it in a way that it has positive and negative buttons, and it tells if you stop, I mean, are you sure that you want to stop the timer, something like that. And if they want to stop, they click on the stop, then we navigate users to the boiling details, right? Otherwise, if they click on the no, nothing gonna happen. Okay, as simple as that. And when user goes back, and when they go to another application, the timer is still running, no problem. Yeah, that's it. So what we are going to do in the next video, we are going to, so my plan is to use the same screen that we have, like a boiling timer, and just resize this egg and hide the timer and stop this animation, and tell the user, instead of this text, tell the user that okay, your egg is ready, go have it, and something like that. So I'm not going to create another screen for that, because I want to use the same egg. I cannot use the same egg, yeah, because this egg is in a pot component, something like that. I guess we have named it. Let me just quickly double check boiling timer. So the other thing that I have done here, so for example, boiling timer is the screen, but it is in the root package. It's right now it's kind of difficult for me to access to them and to find them. For example, if what thing we do, for example, if it would be like if we create a screen package or screens package, I can put all of the screens over there, and it's gonna be much more accessible. But right now it's a little bit difficult for me. I mean, it's not that difficult, it's fine, but it's gonna be better. So I'm going to use the same screen, but as you can see, we have boiling pot, and this guy egg is here somewhere. Steam box bubbles that we have already discovered, bubble animated. Steam, where is my guy? Egg, yeah, I guess egg, something like that was the name of the icon. Animated egg, animated egg. Oh yeah, it is the animated egg. Okay, it is in another component which has animated egg as a name. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just hide this part, and at the same time I will add another animated egg. Same, I guess I can use, and I will use the same drop thingy, and what I'm gonna do, like what we can do is to add modifier somewhere. Let me see if it is possible. I'm just thinking. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna pass a modifier here and here, and whoever calls this, they can use scale to scale up the small egg that we have. This is one idea. The other idea is to just have another component for this, right? What's wrong with you? But you should use the lambda overload. Okay, we will fix these later. Okay, yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Thank you.